and welcome to the 2015 Nebraska Passport Webinar Training Program. Thank you so much for taking time today to log in and participate in this training. We know that your time is important and valuable, so we hope that you find this session useful to helping your success throughout this passport season be at the best it can be. And we're here for you, and we want to let you know that we're open to any of your ideas, thoughts, and concerns, that you can share them later at the end of this broadcast at two different emails. We have angela.white@nebraska.gov and heather.hogue@nebraska.gov. I'm Kathy McKillop, and I'm the director with the Nebraska Tourism Commission, and with me today is...
I'm Angela White, and I'm the Public Information Officer for the Commission.
So we're going to start right in with the passport training. As you see up on the screen, this is the cover for the 2015 Passport Program booklet. We want to congratulate you first and foremost on being selected as a 2015 passport stop. We had more than 500 applicants, and it really is quite a chore or process for us to go through that because there's so many well-qualified applicants. We try to be very broad-based of how we can cover a variety of themes and opportunities for the visitor and the traveler, and you should be very proud that you've been selected to be part of our program for 2015. You and your staff are the 2015 Great Nebraska Ambassadors. This is an amazing opportunity for you to not only show and shine with your business, but promote Nebraska tourism as well as other sites within your community and region and across the state. To register again, and this is very, very important, as this is the mandatory attendance for all stops to participate in the training, you can log in your attendance at this webinar today. Please email Angela White, that's angela.white@nebraska.gov, and you can submit questions to this email as the webinar continues and throughout the webinar, and we will answer them at the end. In addition to Angela's address, you have heather.hogue, H-O-G-U-E, @nebraska.gov. The passport kits with additional passport books will be shipped to you next week. Hopefully you have received yours, but if you haven't, they will be arriving soon. We have some that are being shipped right now, but there's a two-stage shipment, so just be mindful that they're coming. And also that the boxes are just your regular, normal shipping box. They do have a passport label on them, so sometimes those boxes get turned around and you don't see the label. It just looks like a generic box. Just be mindful to watch for your items that are being received, that ours is probably one of those. Inside the kit, it's the usual information, but it's very important information. You'll have a welcome letter from us and also a program question sheet that will help you address some of the questions that are fairly generic to share with other staff members, promotional materials, and your official stamps. This is critical. There are 2 identical stamps that will be sent to you. They are in this box. Do not lose these. They were made specifically for your business or attraction. If you, for some reason, somehow, do lose them, contact us immediately, because simply signing them or using a happy sign or a thumbs up stamp will not be accepted when the applicant or the participant submits those back to us. So we need to know that 1, you had a problem, and 2, we need to get you a replacement stamp as soon as possible. And there is a time delay on that because it takes a while to go back into production. And also in your box will be your passport booklets. Angela, would you like to talk a little bit about the promotional materials that are included in the kit?
Sure. You will receive posters that you can have at your location and the passport books. And if you need anything additional promotional material-wise, if you need logos to use on Facebook or anything of that sort, just let us know and we can email those to you or get them to you in whatever way works for you.
We promote the program and tell the visitor and the traveler to go to the stops and pick up their passport booklet. So many of them will be arriving for the very first time to get a booklet from your location, which is important to have your passport booklets available. Also, it's a great opportunity to get people engaged in the program for the very first time that may come into your place of business, see the poster, and ask what this is about, where you can share some information with them and hand them their very first booklet as well as their very first stamp. So if you think you're going to run out of passport books, please call our office and we'll get more sent to you immediately. Additional information today is that this presentation will be located on our industry.visitnebraska.org website. It's there for you and your staff to review as needed throughout the season. If you have staffing changes or if you want to go back and review it, because we're doing this now in April, but we're very close to the May 1st kickoff date. Sometimes staffing changes change throughout the season. Please go back and revisit this. It'll be up the entire time. There's also a sample press release template that is located on this website specifically for your use, and you can send this to your local newspapers and media, radio, or TV stations. And Angela, let's talk a little bit about that, because that worked very, very well last year.
It did, and already this year a few of the sites have contacted me in advance and got that press release and sent it out, and I got a call from a reporter yesterday wanting information about it for their area.
So they're really picking up on the press release. They love the local fact, and they love to spin it in as a local business. And then they'll also reach out to neighboring communities of other things to do there as well. So please make sure you check that press release template. If you need help with the press release, please reach out to Angela. Here's our passport stamps for 2015 and our title tours. There are 2 identical stamps, again, that will be in your box. These are the stamps specifically made for your attraction, as we already mentioned. Remember to stamp both the passport booklet and the passport entry sheet located in the back pocket of the passport. Do not lose, as we just said again, do not lose. We're really serious about this. Do not lose or misplace your stamps, as you will need them every time someone comes in with the passport. So keep it close together. And please call or email us if you have any questions about the stamps.
This would maybe be a good time to talk about the app a little bit too. So people can get stamped with their physical passport. We also last year introduced a passport app.
Right.
And the app can be downloaded to smartphones from the App Store or the Google Store. And if you have questions on how to do that, you can let us know and we will help you walk you through that. I would highly recommend that everybody try to do that themselves before the program starts, so that you have an idea how that works and that you understand what the app is. The app currently has last year's information on it right now. The new information will come out on midnight the night before May 1st. And so it will be pushed as a live update to anybody who was on it last year, and then any new people that download it will get the new version. So anyone who had it last year will need to do an update to get the new information. And most people that use smartphones and apps have a pretty good idea how to do those updates, but we can also help with that if somebody has a question. So how the Passport app works is when they're at your location, your location will be geofenced is what we call it, which basically means it has a circle around it, an invisible circle around it, and when they're at your location, they can hit the passport stamp and get their stamp electronically. Now what that might mean is you may or may not even know that they're there for the passport program. We had people that went and saw the Capitol, for example, last year, that they may not have ever even went up to the information desk to get a stamp because they didn't need to. They were able to just stamp their phone automatically. So there will be some people you may or may not realize are even in your place of business.
The Capitol is a great example because they can still enjoy the attraction, such as an attraction like the Capitol, without necessarily having to wait in line or something else. So a lot of people like to receive their information and capture their experience different than others. So what this is it provides a balance for those who like the physical passport booklet, and those are still very, very popular. About 52% still rely on this, and we have 48% that like the mobile app. And we also have a great balance of those who do both.
Yep.
So they will also get the physical stamp, and then they will use the mobile app. And remember, this year will be a new mobile app, a new updated app, so they can't use the one for last year. That one will dissolve, it will go away, and this new one will push out. So when they have both of them, Angela, how does that work out when it comes time to turn in their price sheet?
So sometimes people last year used both the physical and the app. Maybe one time they went to a location and they didn't have their physical with them, so they just used the app, and that's fine. What happens is at the end, when we get those submissions, we cross-reference those and make sure that all their stamps are accounted for, whether they came in on the physical passport or on the app. Right. So we calculate that for them. So that's okay if they want to use both or one or the other for part of the time. That's fine. Another thing with that, they do have what we call PIN numbers. Most of the time, it will automatically just stamp for them. But once in a while, if someone's location services are not properly turned on their phone, then it will ask them for a PIN number. So you need to be prepared. We will, right before the program comes out, we will send everybody your individual PIN numbers, and every location will have a unique PIN number. And what we ask is that you make sure all your staff know what that PIN number is in case somebody asks you for it. And again, they will only ask for that if for some reason the stamp is not working automatically on their phone. And what I recommended to people last year is that you write the PIN number on the back of your poster that we'll be sending you, so that your employees can see it when it's sitting on your counter. They can see very easily right there on the back PIN number and what your PIN number is. So that just makes it a little easier rather than having to try to remember it or find it somewhere. It's just right there on the poster.
Right, and every stop, all 80 stops will have their own PIN number. No PIN numbers are the same, so you don't have to worry about having any confusion with another location. I know that last year I also was doing the mobile app, and I had a couple questions in some areas where it's hard to download, and that was because of my carrier service. So it's interesting. It's not to say that we don't want them to go in and explore the attraction of the business or the entity. What could happen is maybe for some reason they got held up having a great time at a previous stop, and they just happened to get there 30 minutes late and the business is closed up. What the positive is that they are there. They know your business exists. They have a chance to kind of walk around or look, certainly not do anything that they shouldn't be doing, and they can still get the stamp. Because at least they can say that, oh yeah, I've heard about the most unlikely place in Llewellyn. We were there. We happened to get there too late, but we know it's a really cool place because we kind of looked around and walked around, and they could get their stamp because they're in that geofence area. But again, we can't stress enough that it's very important to make sure your staff knows where your PIN number is, that you have your PIN number close and accessible, so it doesn't make it frustrating for the traveler to download it on that mobile app.
Another really nice feature of the app for us is that it allows us to track very easily throughout the program. Instead of having to wait till the end when all the price sheets come in, we can have an idea as we go through the program in real time where people are going, how many stamps people are getting, how many people are downloading the app. So it provides us some really good tracking features that we will be sharing with you throughout the program.
And the reason that's so important is because we don't just do our marketing efforts at the beginning of the kickoff of the program. We continue to promote the Passport program and your stops and your location, your business, all season long. So we can share those updates saying, well, right now, the I Heart, I Love Art Tour is really doing well. And that kind of little competitiveness, it kind of gets the others to be creative, and then we'll promote like another tour. So it helps us understand what's really working for the program during this moment in time.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to move on quickly here. And remember, if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to send an email to Angela or Heather, angela.white@nebraska.gov or heather.hogue, H-O-G-U-E, @nebraska.gov. Here's our 2015 Answer the Call of the Road Passport map. This is how everybody lays out all the 80 stops, how they look on a state map. You'll see there's different icons, little balloons, different colors. The colors codes back to what tour it is, as well as the little icon is a similar icon as what is used on the mobile app. So it keeps it all together and marketed and packaged the same. This is also the fold-out map in the back that they can take out and look quickly versus if they don't have the whole booklet. And you can see that it looks quite a bit like last year's. We received a lot of positive feedback. This is our front cover that you saw as you joined and logged into the webinar. And here's the back cover. This also has our 800 number as well as our website, visitnebraska.com. so that you're familiar with everything that's going on. All the images that you see, the photos, are not only real-time photos of the stops that are on that tour, but also they're new images that are part of our brand campaign. These are real photos that we use in our campaign nationally, so it helps tie the entire program together so that we are more connected. The first tour is Play Nice. And Angela, what would you like to say about the Play Nice tour?
Well, the Play Nice tour is a great tour. We know that a lot of families do this program every summer, and so we wanted to create something specially for those young kids that are out on the tour. Or a lot of times we'll have grandparents that are taking their grandchildren out on the tour. Our grand prize winner last year took her grandchildren with her to almost every stop that she went on, all 80 stops. So this was a tour that is specifically designed for those people.
And it's specifically designed for, we don't want to say just younger children, but it is catering a little bit to those maybe 12-ish and under. And specifically so, because if you're traveling around and the parents want to go to some maybe other stops, this is a great way to reward them if you're in the area to go to one of these stops, pick up 2 tours maybe, because this is specifically geared toward that demographic. And on this stop we have the Elia Aram Children's Museum, Cody Park Train Display Museum, the Edgerton Explore Center, the Lincoln Children's Museum, the North Platte Area Children's Museum, the Omaha Children's Museum, a little bit of a theme there, and Pawnee Plunge, well, they'll be really refreshed when they hit that in Columbus, and the Lee Simmons Conservation Park and Wildlife Safari. Moving on to the I Heart Art or I Love Art Tour. This is really a great chance to get out and see some of our exquisite artistic attractions from a variety of genres. It's not just an art gallery, it's art in different forms. And on this tour this year is Bone Creek Museum and Agrarian Art, the Carnegie Art Center and Alliance, Love's Jazz and Art Center, Lux Center for the Arts, The Most Unlikely Place, as we mentioned earlier in Llewellyn, Museum of the Fur Trade, Petrified Wood and Art Gallery, and the Red Path Gallery and Tasting Room in Seward. Moving next is a one-of-a-kind tour. Angela.
So the one-of-a-kind tour features some of the unique attractions throughout the state that are very unique. Some of our kind of mom-and-pop specialty type stores or places that you might not have thought to go to or not even realized were there in some cases. Lee's Legendary Marbles is a great example. I was not aware of Lee's until this last year or so, and once I went there I thought, well, this place is really neat and unique, and so that's one of the places that is on the tour this year, we're happy to say.
That's great.
Along with Hollywood Candy and Fairmont Antiques in Omaha, the Meadville Store and Park in Ainsworth, Moonstruck Meadery, So Blessed, the Solid Rock, the Whistle Stop, and Yankee Peddler West.
A great variety, and there's going to be a lot of surprises here in a good way. So it'll be interesting to see what the visitor and the traveler has to give us for feedback on this. Moving on, this is one of always our most favorite tours. It's anything that has to do with culinary delights. So this year that tour is called the Yummy Tummy Tour, and it goes all the way around the state. We have a really special location that's out there in Sioux County, and that is the High Plains Homestead, home of the Drifter Cook Shack and Bunkhouse, and the legendary Coffee Burger. Have you seen this thing? This thing it's legendary.
It's gigantic.
Yeah, 22, 24 ounces. I don't know if I've got that right, but let's just say it's big. And there's a great story that goes with it, and those folks at the High Plains Homestead and the Drifter Cook Shack have the whole history behind that, which makes this Yummy Tummy Tour just as exciting, because everything about this tour is something connected to Nebraska, Nebraska's history, or is made in Nebraska, which is fun. So we have Back Alley Bakery, organic sourdough bread. We have Baker's Candies. Who doesn't love that? And Baker's Chocolates. Big Mama's Kitchen, the oven fried chicken and catfish. I got to tell you, some of the best catfish I have ever had in my life. Denny Moore's Lunchroom, home of the Denny Moore Sandwich. The Dusters, which they're going to be home for base for us for Dorothy Lynch. That's the home and creation of Dorothy Lynch, not the production area, but that's where it's served and that's where their offices are. The Dundee Dell Reuben Sandwich. Again, we mentioned the High Plains Homestead, home of the Drifter Cook Shack and Bunkhouse with the Coffee Burger, and Cupper Farms, farm fresh produce, because everybody loves that farm-to-table movement. This is going to be a very popular tour. Moving on to Chill and Chat. This is a great opportunity that once you get out there and you feel like, you know what, I just want to stay someplace, you know, unique and different and experience that, this is the tour for that. This is one of those tours that for those who are participating on it, we need to be open and discuss the fact that a lot of times they will come, depending on their schedule, may not be able to stay that night, but they will want a stamp and they will definitely want information about that. And this is probably a good chance to say, how do you take advantage of being a stop on our passport program? Different tours have done things in different ways. And last year, I believe one of the tours that did it the best was the quilt tour. And those quilters and those businesses on that quilt tour got very creative, and each of them created their own unique quilt block. So as the guest and the visitor came and got their stamp, they were given a quilt block. Then, as they completed the program, not only did they get a t-shirt from us, they had a pieced together wall hanging that they could have with their memories of that tour. So a lot of the tours and the businesses, we really encourage you to get to know each other, promote each other, and definitely know what other passport stops are within your region, so you can send them to another stop that's close and local, keeping them in your area longer before they move on to another area. Angela, thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think I'll touch again a little bit on, obviously a lot of these are bed and breakfast, and we'll go through the list here as in a minute, but lodging locations, and again, they may or may not have time to stay at that time, and last year we had quite a few people that had this happen where, you know, the people just stop in and they wanted to see us or check it out real quick and just get a stamp, and just we encourage you to give them a brochure, maybe give them a coupon or something so that the next time they come back, they can, if they have more time, they can stay. It's often one where they may or may not stay, but they will get a stamp.
And, you know, we're not going to say what works best for your business, that you need to give away a discount. But if you want to take advantage, this is what the program's about. Our job is to market the program, promote the program, and get the guest and the visitor to your place of business, to your attraction, to your entity. That is critical. It's the most expensive part of owning a business, is getting the first-time visitor there, and that's 30 seconds, whether it's just stamping them as a chance to engage with them, and if it doesn't work out with them, you know, still be Nebraska nice and encourage them to come back. And I would strongly encourage any of these, if you feel that it's in your comfort zone, to put together a packet that includes them. They may not have time to stay, but they may not have time to stay because they're with the kids and they'd rather come back on, you know, a grown-up weekend. Yes. So that's a great opportunity. Or they may want to buy a gift for someone to use your facility or, you know, your opportunity. So really be thinking about how you can utilize this program to grow your business. So this year on the Chill and Chat, we've got some really great B&Bs and some overnight lodging options. The Balcony House B&B in Imperial, the historic Golden Hotel, Liberty House B&B Antiques and Gifts. I think there's probably some shopping going on there when you stop. Off's Bed and Breakfast, Pine Valley Resort, the Red Cloud B&B at the Cayley House, River Inn Resort, Spirit of the Brownville. Wow, that's a cool place, because that is, you actually get to sleep out on the lazy Missouri River. You know, you're right there in a steamboat that you can stay over on. So a lot of variety here. And then we have Whispering Pines Bed and Breakfast, who do a wonderful job bringing in outside talent and local musicians. So you may be able to just go there and hear that and appreciate it, and then get a feel for the facility, and then maybe come back at a later date.
Well, and that's a great point too. If your business on this tour or any other tour has any special events going on throughout the program, make sure you let us know about those so that we can help you promote those and encourage people to come take part in those special events while they get their stamp.
And not only encourage them to take part, the best way to get them to know about those events is to claim your destination on our website at visitnebraska.com. It is mandatory as a 2015 passport site that you claim your destination, your business, on our website so that they can learn more about you and you can keep it updated. And Angela, would you like to share a little bit more about how that's done and how we can help have that happen?
Yes. All you have to do is go to visitnebraska.com. And then in the quick search button, you can type in the name of your business and it will pop it up. If it's a business that we have had on there in previous years, it will still show up there. But up in the upper corner, right-hand corner, it will say, is this your business? If it is your business, please claim your business, and it will be pretty self-explanatory. It walks you through the process of what you need to do to claim that. And then we will approve it, and you can then go ahead and add your events that you have going on, your hours, your photos, anything that you want to do. And over 500,000 people a year come to that website. So take advantage of the free opportunity to get the word out there. You have to, as Passport Stop this year, we're asking that everybody go claim their destinations and make sure that you're on there. That way we have all of your updated information to share throughout the program. It's really pretty easy, but if you have any problems while you're doing it, give us a call. If it happens to be outside of office hours, in the upper right-hand corner of the website, there is a help button that walks through almost any question you might have. So check there first and see if the answer is there, and if it's not, give us a call.
Well, and you know, someone like myself sometimes might think, oh, this seems so foreign to me, but we're here to help. We're here to make sure you get your business claimed on our website. Again, it's free, and you have space there to describe it, to post your pictures, to do incentives on it. You know, like if you want to say, welcome Passport Visitors 2015, we're a Passport Stop. There's a lot of ways you can utilize this free marketing opportunity. Moving on to Sauce and Cycles. This is fun. This is, I think, kind of my favorite icon. I kind of like the little piggy. But this is featuring our scenic byways across the state of Nebraska. And what's great about this is that all these businesses focus on something that's unique in their culinary aspects, such as a barbecue sauce or a special sauce that they provide, as well as this is also a way to get them across our state strictly on our scenic byways. So this is kind of fun. This is great for those adventurers who like to take their bicycle out and hit the the highway. They can do it on a scenic area, or take their motorcycle out. So this is an interesting tour. We're excited to see how this works, and we're very pleased as always to get them out on our historic scenic byways. Those this year on it are the Brewery at Divots, Fairfield Opera House Brewery and Grill, Kincaidor Brewing Company, Sandhills Motel and Glidden Canoe Rental in Mullen, the Shillenbridge Winery and Microbrewery, Stagecoach Mall Antiques and Tasting Room, the Stores Trophy Room Grill and Brewing Company, and the Union Bar and Grill in Gering. Crazy Confections. This is going to give Yummy Tummy a run for its money. So this is a great tour. This is all about those sweet tooth you have that you want to go out and try something different. Gets everyone around the state. And we have the 4th Avenue Coffee in Holdridge, Gering Bakery, Licorice International, which recently just received some fantastic press nationally, the R.F. Goki Variety and Soda Fountain, Sainter's Bakery, Serendipity Chocolate Factory, Sweet Shop, and True Cafe and Kearney. Here's the Happy Heart Tour, and this is a great tour that kind of brings us to the topic of our corporate partners. This tour is brought about because as we met with some of our Fortune 500 Nebraska born and raised companies, one of the components that they wanted to share with us is how do they get involved with the Passport Program, and we're so excited and honored that several of these companies have partnered with us again this year to encourage their employees to get out and participate. And this Happy Heart Tour is a way that several of them are encouraging their employees to participate in our program and get credit towards their company wellness program. So Angela, you want to talk about the corporate relationship package?
Yeah, a lot of times these companies are tying this in with their wellness programs and encouraging work-life balance. You hear a lot in big corporations these days about having a healthy work-life balance, so that's what this tour is all about. Some of our partners that are part of that program are Pinnacle Bank, Omaha Steaks, First National Bank, Emeritus, Zoetis, Chief Industries, Cabela's, Balin Manufacturing, Creek Carriers, Bailey Lauerman, Swanson Russell, Union Pacific, Assurity, Lincoln Industries, and Valmont. So we have representation from all over the state, and Pinnacle Bank is a good example. They have locations all over the state. So all of their employees from all over the state will be getting emails from their company. They'll be getting passports from us. They'll be getting all kinds of information encouraging them to participate.
And one of the companies, Bailey Lauerman, we know they also do challenges, Swanson Russell, within their own team. They try to divide their employees into divisions and teams to compete to see which division can get the most stamps. So they make it kind of fun and competitive at the same time. And the final product and the end result is everything that we can, embrace ourselves around, which is Nebraska and the great products that we have and the great attractions that we have. So it's just a win-win for everybody. Yes. A lot of memories being built when they participate in these tours, and they love it. And they come back and they share it, and they share with us the stories, not only from our corporate sponsors to where they have their employees doing it, but also from the participants themselves. And this year we put a booklet together with all of the emails, the blogs, the posts that we saw on social media about how successful people were and how overwhelmed they were with what they discovered while being on the Passport 2015 program. Last year we had one of our sites was struck by a tornado, and it was the Lavender Farm. Greatly destroyed and damaged the home. The lavender field was destroyed, and off to the side they have a little business where they sell lavender products. In 72 hours, they had the business back up and running, and we were willing to come out and help them and see what they could do and what they needed. And we just had such positive feedback from the visitors saying what a unique and interesting stop it was. But the thing that was the most heartfelt for us, that really tugged at our heartstring, was at the end of the season, was that those that are with the Lavender Farm said that if it wasn't for the Passport Program in 2015, they would have not survived. They would have not financially survived because they still stayed with it, and even though they didn't have the field to show, they still had guests coming and buying, and that's just priceless. That's just amazing.
We're so inspired by their story, and just they exemplified Nebraska nice through all
sure
this.
Did.
I mean, they were going through all this devastation, but they still were there being hospitable and greeting visitors and enjoying having them there. So that's exactly the kind of thing we love to see.
Yeah, it was amazing. So I have the Happy Heart Tour, and it's the Bike the Cowboy Trail. You can get stamped at D&B Cafe or the Sandhills Steakhouse and Lounge. That's either Ainsworth or Long Pine or both. Climb the tower at the Platte River State Park, golf at Awarey Dunes, hike the Fontenelle Forest, kayak the Niobrara River with Graham Canoe Outfitters, run at Spring Creek Prairie Audubon Center, or walk. It's beautiful. You might want to linger around a little bit and enjoy the view. Trek to the Hudson Maine Education Center and Research Center, and walk the trails at Pioneers Nature Center. These are all different outdoor opportunities that provide a different variety and level of experience. Moving on to Only in Nebraska, I think we're coming up on the last two tours that I find the most unique and interesting because it really is the foundation and the base of what we have built this state on and what's truly unique to Nebraska from a lot of different angles. The Only in Nebraska tour takes you through our state's most treasured monuments and historic areas. And this year on the tour, we have Agate Fossil Beds National Monument in Harrison. That's a beautiful area. Boys Town. We have Buffalo Bill State Historical Park in North Platte, which is really interesting. Homestead National Monument of America, the Homestead National Monument Act, that was really significant for our state. Scottsbluff National Monument, the state capitol, one of the 7 architectural wonders in the United States. The state capitol is just a phenomenal place that everybody should visit. The Sturr Museum of the Prairie Pioneer and Woodland Trails Art and Learning Center in Winnebago. Here's our Nebraska Legends Tour, and this one is something that when we received the applicants and we were able to see these types of applications that came in, we wondered if we could pull this off, and we did. And so we're very excited to offer this. We know that there's more Nebraska Legends, but we feel that these fit very, very nicely together, so we're excited to have this on the tour this year. We start with Andrew Jackson Higgins National Memorial in Columbus, Arbor Lodge State Historical Park, which tomorrow is Arbor Day, so plant a tree. Arthur Bowring Ranch State Historical Park, General Crook House Museum, John Neihart State Historic Site, the Ponca Tribal Museum and Library, Senator George North State Historic Site in McCook, and Willa Cather State Historic Site in Red Cloud. Any thoughts on this tour, Angela?
I'm just excited. This is something a little different than we've ever done before. It really focuses on the history of Nebraska and the amazing people that have been legendary and transformative through the state. So I think our history buffs will really enjoy this tour.
I think they will too. And you know what? I think that it's really great to connect with a lot of different cultures that are involved on this tour as well. So very interesting, very educational tour and fun at the same time. Education can be fun. So as we move on, we're at the back of the passport booklet, and Angela, I'm going to ask you to go over our stamps and prizes, and of course our social media, because this is very important to the success of the program.
Yep, so you can always go online to get more information about the program. You can get advice and interact with others about the latest things going on with the Nebraska Passport Program on nebraskapassport.com. It also talks a little bit on this page about how to download the app from the App Store. It shows you the 2 different app stores that you can download that from. You can register for a passport if you, well, all of you will be getting your passports with your boxes, but if you know anyone else who would like to pre-register and have a passport sent directly to their house, they can have that done by emailing us at info@nebraskapassport.com with their address. And believe it or not, we already have over 1,000 pre-orders for passports this year.
Did you say 1,000? That's
Yes.
amazing. 1,000 people waiting to receive their passport that we will be mailing those out so they're ready to go on that very first day. And if you think that people don't line up to get their first stamp, they do. I know that last year we had one site that on May 1st they had 10 o'clock in the morning, they had 45 people in line ready for that first stamp. So the stamping is important. It's part of the fun of the adventure, but we also know that not everybody completes 10 or 20 stamps, or they start out wanting to complete a lot and they just keep going and they forget about the stamping because they're having so much fun with the adventure itself. So that's pretty amazing. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, to have over 1,000 already pre-ordered is fantastic. Then we also have our social media sites listed there. We encourage you to go on and like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and we'll do the same back to you, and make sure we're tweeting and retweeting and talking about the Passport program on social media and helping generate that buzz online. We also have information on our prizes here. Our 80 stops prize. So if you get all 80 stops, you get the local first gift basket, and that will be, again, promoting our Nebraska homemade products throughout the state. So it'll be a basket full of those products. 40 stamps is a travel duffel bag, and 20 stamps is Nebraska Lottery scratch coupon tickets. And then we also have, for each completed tour, you get a t-shirt. So,
everybody loves a t-shirt.
Yeah, so we give out a lot of t-shirts. And those prizes are progressive, so if someone gets all 80 stops, they will get all of those prizes. And then they will also be entered into the grand prize drawing. So everybody who gets 80 stamps is entered into the grand prize drawing. And this year, Omaha Steaks, one of our corporate partners that we mentioned earlier, has provided that prize. And it's going to be a great package that will go... A package will come to the winner once a month for 12 months. So they will get a whole year's worth of Omaha Steaks to enjoy along the way.
And this is just, they started out as just wanting to promote it to their employees and came to us saying, this is such a great program, we'd like to get more involved. And we said, well, how would you like to get more involved? Had some discussions, and this is what they said, we'd like to offer this for the grand prize. So we're just really flattered and honored that they've come on as a partner like this. And we want to thank Omaha Steaks for stepping up and providing the grand prize. Again, that is a package delivered every month for 12 months of their product. So somebody's going to have a lot of fun checking the mail and getting that.
Yeah, definitely. And the last thing I want to add on there is people can also be entered into the grand prize drawing by submitting their stories about the passport to to NebraskaPassport.com is where they submit those. And again, that's where we compile all those stories at the end of the year. And it's fun to go through on there throughout the year and just kind of, or throughout the length of the program, and read the stories as people are posting them. It's pretty interesting. Read about what they're saying about you, what they're saying about your fellow stops. And I have to say, it's all good. If people go on there, they're usually going on there because they had a fantastic experience that they want to share.
Well, and just as we're talking about the power of social media and how technology plays such a vital role in this program as well as the mobile app, still the power, the word of mouth is still critical, and it is as strong, as important as ever. They just use it in different formats. So we're having them share their experiences on social media. What we did is we compiled all these stories, and we provided a booklet to our senators and elected officials who were really impressed that people took the time to write such detailed thank yous to us about their tours, their experience, and the program opportunities. So we use it in a lot of different ways, and it's always humbling to read all those. And the thing they say the most is, how nice everybody is. Moving on, this is the back part of the booklet. This is our main sponsors, Nebraska Lottery, another state agency that we partner with our prizes, the Nebraska Hotel Motel Association. If you book a room with them, depending if you're someplace where you can't chill and chat on the tour and you need overnight lodging, you present the Passport Program booklet when you're making the reservation and tell them you're on the program. They'll give you automatically the AAA rate, so we thank them for that. And again, of course, that great grand prize package from Omaha Steaks. Here's the overall map again. And what to do when a traveler or visitor stops at your attraction or business. Well, you know, they haven't heard about the program. You may want to quickly engage them in it and offer them an opportunity to tell them about the Passport Program. They won't know about it, though, if you don't have the passport books out or the poster out. You can't have it hidden in a corner. So try to find a prominent place to display it in case they do have those questions. We will be doing additional marketing efforts. We have a Sunday special in the Omaha World Herald that promotes stops. We also have a partnership with KLIN, Channel 1011, that's also featuring stops in 2-minute like little video segments. We also are pleased to be back again with NTV and Kearney, which is the ABC station, where we will be doing Thursday shows with them on the Good Life show and on the morning news show about our program. We also have several radio interviews and TV interviews between now and the end of May. So there is a lot of promotional efforts going out there on our end to promote this program. So when they get there, some may have heard about it, some may have kind of heard about it, but they may need more information. And so this is a way for you to be prepared to share with them.
Yeah, 25% of the respondents tell us that they heard about it from the sites for the very first time. And I know I was one of those. The first time I heard about it this was before I worked for tourism, was at the Arbor Day Tree Adventure down in Nebraska City when they were a stop a few years ago. And they told me about the program, and I thought it was fantastic. So we definitely are relying on you to also spread the word.
You just want to share with them that we have this passport program out there to promote attractions and businesses and to explore our state, and that you were one of the 80 passport sites selected this year, and there's prizes to be won. You have to elaborate, but they always like to see the prizes. Give them a passport booklet to begin their fun and show them a map of all the other stops, stamp it, and then encourage them to visit things that are local or within your region. The most important thing is the program runs from May 1 to September 30th, and we must have everything back to us by October 1st to receive prizes. It has to be postmarked by October 1st. See the back of the page of the passport for more information, to find the prize entry sheet. Make sure they get their passport stamped at the passport booklet and also on the prize entry sheet. Stamp both places. We need both places stamped. And here's what we've learned from previous participants. Nearly 1/2, 49% of the passport respondents indicated that they spent 5 or more nights away from home completing this part of the program, while more than 79% said that they spent at least 3 nights away from home. And that's just great economic impact. It's the dollar out there circulating. They're spending money when they stay. They're not only visiting the attractions, but they're also visiting and shopping and spending money in other ways within those communities. 41% of the respondents indicate that they were in a group of 2. However, 37 traveled in groups of 3 or 4. 25% of the respondents indicated the primary responsive information was provided, like you just said, Angela, at one of the stops. That's how important that is. And this is my favorite statistic. 98% indicated that they visited Nebraska attractions that they otherwise might not have visited because they were one of the passport programs. And 95% said that the attractions ranked at a 10 or above, on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the highest. So they really love it when they're out there experiencing it. Here's our 2014 numbers that you could look at on the screen right now. Very impressive. What's unique here is that all the stops, our numbers of stops increased. Our average age came down, which means we have more younger families, millennials, participating. We also had, we almost doubled our participants who did all 80 stops. That almost doubled, which is amazing. If you try to figure out going to all 80 stops logistically, you are on the road every weekend traveling the state of Nebraska. Very impressive. Why do the people participate? Well, what they said in the survey is 77% wanted a chance to visit new places, 71% had fun in participating in the program, 34% had an interest in Nebraska history. They're going to love those last 2 tours, Legends and Only in Nebraska. And 30%, we got to be honest, they want prizes. Here again is the map, and here's our general reminders here at the close. We want to remind you just to go to the industry.visitnebraska.org, click on the 2015 Nebraska Passport Media Kit. Make sure you get your template. We want for that press release. We also have the 2015 Passport logos. You can use these on your website or your Facebook page or in other areas, as well as you can upload the logo photo to your Facebook page and start sharing with other businesses on the tours, like each other if you're on the same tour. So you're sharing information, so you can post, great day, had 150 passport travelers, they're coming your way, Gary, Nebraska. You know, just share that information and keep the energy up and the information out there. And last, but this is really the most important, is claim your destination. Claim your destination on visitnebraska.com. We are here to help with that. If you find clicking up in that right search corner doesn't work, right?
Right. Yes, definitely. Make sure you claim that today if possible. If not, by this weekend.
Yeah, it is mandatory that all sites claim their site on our website if it's not already done so. If you have claimed your site on our website, we would just encourage you to go in and say, we are so proud to be part of the 2015 Passport Program. Can't wait to see all the visitors. From your Facebook page, like all the other stops. Visit Nebraska Facebook, check that out and like it, and visit Nebraska Tourism Industry. There's a lot of updates. We talk a lot about the Passport Program on those sites. You could share that. We also want to reiterate and thank the various partners that we have participating this year. That is Nebraska Hotel Motel Association, that is also Nebraska Lottery, and Omaha Steaks. Again, this is the 2000 Passport Training Presentation located on the industry.visitnebraska.org. It'll be up all season long so that you can use this and share with fellow employees or get a gentle reminder should you need it, especially on the PIN information, on the mobile app information, or on the website information. We want to thank you so much for taking time to participate today. We know that your time is valuable, and we tried to march through this as quickly and time sensitive as possible to take to appreciate your time and commitment here, and we look forward to working with all of you throughout this season, and that you have a very, very successful season with it. At this point right now, we're going to ask Heather Hogue and Angela's going to see if they have received questions from those of you who are logged into the webinar that you would like us to answer. Heather.
Yes, I have one. It says, if I missed part of this presentation, is there someplace I can view it online?
Yes. This is the last of a series of 3 of the webinar trainings, and it will post the first of next week where you can refresh it. And so we have a state holiday tomorrow, so that will post next week, and then it'll be up all season long. So you can go back and revisit it as you need. But generally in the very first part of the presentation, you missed Angela's and my introductions, which you're fine with, and no worries. And that you'll also miss just us going over the programming, and you really want to make sure you get to the point to where we talked about the PIN number information in the mobile app. But in general, the first part of the presentation has to do with the booklet and the program.
We'll also send a link out via email of the presentation, so you can just easily go back to that at any time in your emails and click on that video too.
So make sure you save that email when it says it comes out from Angela or Kathy Crow. This is a commission staff, this slide up here that's assigned to the program. So please feel free to contact any of them at any moment in time throughout the program if you have any questions, and or if there's something that's happened that you need to do an hour change, or we need to get a posting out. Like last year we mentioned there was a natural disaster, and we had to make sure that we let the visitors know, as well as make sure the stop was okay as well.
That's a good point that you said it. If you have something come up where, say there's some family emergency and you have to close down for a day or two, one, make sure that we know so that we can share that update with on the Passport website, because we share updates on there. But also maybe consider putting some sort of sign in your window or something that tells them, we apologize that we aren't here. You can go to XYZ nearby to get your stamp. So maybe you have a neighboring business that you can give your stamp to for a couple days while you're gone or whatever, and they can go over there and get their stamp still. And
we had that happen once, and it worked out really well. Of course, that depends on the proximity of where your attraction is, and also the relationships you have. But usually everybody's really a willing participant, because again, those visitors and travelers are within your community, your city, your region, and they're out and about. Heather, any other questions today?
Yes. One is, can I ask visitors to pay admission to my attraction before I stamp their booklet?
Well, that's a good question, and I wish we could do that, but it is illegal for us to force, hog tie, rope, drag, or anybody into paying any type of fee or admission. We can't make them even buy a soda pop. However, it is a great opportunity if they're running behind schedule, or if it just doesn't work for them to maybe see the full attraction, to get information. So then again, we want you to go back and think about having that packet together with some type of incentive or a return later invite that can encourage them to come back, or something that could say, if you couldn't stay long enough this time, we invite you back in November, maybe in the off season, or something to say, come back for a reduced rate. That's all up to you as a business and an attraction owner, but we cannot force them to purchase an admission, a ticket, a product, a souvenir, anything.
Another marketing idea too is you can always ask them if they would like to receive information about your business via email.
Right.
And if they do, then you can take down their email address and send them future updates about your business or anything that you might have going on.
Yeah. The economic impact of the program is really very strong and quite impressive. Most of the businesses see an increase of anywhere between 90 to 200%. Specifically in that first month, some of our attractions have had to hire on 3 to 4 additional people. So it does have economic impact, even if they're not purchasing that admission. But of course, we would love to have that. We, as a state agency, and this program being under a state agency, cannot request or require it. Great question, though. Any other questions?
The last one I have is just, when will the booklets arrive?
Oh, I know. We're hoping they're coming off the print today. We feel that they're going to be shipped. Of course, that's going to be staggered. It's not staggered. That's just how the shipping process goes. When they're all done at the same time. But they will be sent out early next week. You should have them. If you don't have them by the 29th or the 30th, please let our office know. 1, so we can track it. 2, so that we can say, have you checked with your other staff members? A lot of times what happens is a fellow staff member says, oh yeah, I got this box. I didn't know what we were supposed to do with it, and I put it over here in the corner. Yeah. So we just want to say, confirm, one, that it shipped out, or two, if there was a shipping delay that we've been alerted about, we can let others know about. But next week. But you definitely want to make sure you have them by May 1st and let us know, because we'll certainly get on it as well and see what's going on.
Yeah, and lastly, I know there'll be a lot of questions about the Passport app and the PIN number, and we touched on all that today, but we will be sending additional emails out. Please watch your emails regularly throughout the program, because that is our main way of being able to get a hold of everybody all at one time, and we will send additional information out on things like the app, the PIN numbers, those types of things. So just definitely make sure. Some people I know don't always check their emails really regularly, but we ask really that you check them regularly during this program.
Right, and an email, that's a great reminder. Remember, this is mandatory training, so please, we want to make sure we have you recorded. Please make sure you email angela.white@nebraska.gov or heather.hogue@nebraska.gov. Or you could also take down Kathy.crow, that's up on the screen right now, as an additional one to contact to let us know that you were part of this webinar, so that we don't say, hey, what happened? You weren't there. And you're like, well, I was there. So we just need to know. We need to know that you logged in, that you saw the training, and that if there's any additional questions, we can help walk you through that, or talk about anything, or any ideas. If you want to brainstorm about the best ways to utilize this program and throughout the summer and partner with other tours on your tour, talk to us. We'd love to brainstorm with you and help you make this be as successful of a season as possible. Great question. Heather, anything else? Angela?
I think that's all the questions that we had come in so far, but if for some reason we didn't get to your question and you had sent it in via email, we will respond to you. I will respond to you yet today and get back to you with an answer on that.
Again, I'm Kathy McKillop with Nebraska Tourism Commission, along with Angela White. Congratulations. We had more than 500 applicants for the 2015 Passport Program. We are so excited to work with you. We're so excited for the opportunity for you to have this experience this summer. The visitors, as we said earlier, more than 1,000 have already pre-registered to receive the Passport by May 1st, at May 1st. So we're excited about that. We look forward to working with you. And if you have any questions, do not hesitate to reach out to us. We are here to help, and we want to make your experience as successful as possible. So thank you so much for joining in, and have a great 2015 Passport season.